I have arrived at my classroom and unrelated, I'm in the worst mood. And so I have arrived at my classroom in the hopes that just moving and doing things will help alleviate this mood. It's better than it would have been at home because I was ready to sit on the couch and watch Emily in Paris for this 5th time and eat candy for lunch. So like, maybe this is a little bit more productive. Let's see what I get into. Not something that I just haphazardly throw tables into a room. This is probably the thing that takes the most time and planning because this is the experience of a student for most of the time that they're in my classroom. First of all, it looks like the bad parts of Matilda, like under the Trunchbull. So maybe that's just something I need to talk to my therapist about. So like, this is a child, this is a child, this blanket is a child, and this kid actually pushed in their chair because they're attentive. Oh, and this is the kid that won't stay in their own seat and has grabbed one of these to come and sit here to talk to this kid. Hello, welcome back to the Caffeinated Classroom. If this is your first time here, my name is Marie. I am a high school English teacher in San Diego, California. It is summer. As you can see, I'm looking quite tan at the moment. I did take my children to the beach last weekend. That must be what this is coming from. And like I said before, I'm in a really bad mood today. And I'm hoping that this mood will be something that I can work through with some physical labor, because today my carpets in my classroom are clean. They are finally dry, which means that I can actually like set up my furniture. I have some other things with me to get this done. And I'm gonna do a little bit different of a setup than I have done in the past. So I don't know that I'm gonna be able to set everything up because some of the tables are on the other side of campus. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But basically, I'll show you what we're working with and then we're gonna get moving so that I can be a little bit less crabby. There's always hope. So walking in, you can see a lot of open space, which is not typical of my classroom. My classes are normally in the upper 30s to low 40s. So using these tables over here, I normally seat 4 if I can, or 5 to a table. So that means I need like 10 tables around the room. So we will see what I can do with that. I have 1, 2, 3, I don't even remember, 4, 5, 6, 7 tables right now. I need 2 or 3 more tables from across campus. Here's the thought. I want to put tables, I'm kind of thinking like restaurant, I don't know, leaning back into my restaurant roots of like maybe a long table, like setting a couple of them together over there on that side of the room, and in the back of the room against the window, having 2, maybe 3 coming down over here, creating like there are some things. I need to be able to move around the space with big bodies sitting at them. They need to be able to move around the space and be comfortable. We've got our new little reading corner that I'm gonna be working on as well. There's just like a lot that needs to happen, but I think I need to just start moving tables. So here I go. This is one of those moments where it's like, oh, look at all of the tables, they're down. I had help. I wasn't just doing this by myself in my bike shorts and my flip-flops. I promise, I've had help. But now I've arranged this room in different ways. If you look back at some of my other like classroom tours and setup videos from years past, I have done like family style long tables that went like all the way down the length of the classroom, like 3 huge rows. Had its pluses, had its minuses. It was harder to, believe it or not, it was harder to do small group things, but easier to do large group things. And by that I mean it was harder to do like partner work and 3s, and a lot easier to do like 4s and 5s. Simply because they were all so close that they were like constantly like, hey, what are you guys doing? Hey, what are you guys doing? And it just wasn't conducive to like small group collaboration. I have done using these cabinets over here as like a standing desk, which the first group of kids absolutely loved, and every subsequent group was like, there's nowhere to put our knees. And I was like, you are super right about that. I have done the pillows over here that are on the ground, which I need to take home and wash again because they smell like school funk. If you know, you know. Are accessible. Some classes of kids will come in and just be like bodies on the ground, which is perfectly fine by me as long as they're comfortable and they are productive. I don't care. That's my teaching philosophy and practice. There are then kids that are like, I'm not sitting on the floor. And I'm like, fair point. I don't know that I would either, knowing what I know. And now I'm like trying to just really use the space well. I am creating an area over here for a usable working agenda. That I have these great agenda labels that I'm gonna be using really well because when I use them really well, what do you know? They serve their purpose and things flow smoothly. So I need to be able to access that really easily so that I use them every day. We also have another board over here that's gonna be for like student work and showing students samples and that sort of a thing that needs to be accessed easily. I also have over here, it's not just for storage. It is also for like an inbox and an outbox and for book club things. I do a lot of choice reading stuff. They need to be able to access things over here. So the periphery of the room, at least the sides and the front, need to be navigable, walkable, easily. The back of the room is fine. We can go against the back wall. Okay, I'm gonna start pushing things around and I'll just show you what I have an iteration, but I hate it. So, I'm gonna show you. I've got, here, the tables. Mind you, I'm missing like 3 tables the way that I have this set up because I only have 7 and I need to seat at least 40. But I hate that like if 4 at each of these tables, first of all, it looks like the bad parts of Matilda, like under the Trunchbull to me. I think because my classroom has been so flexible for so many years that having things in legitimate rows like that is making me extremely uneasy. So maybe that's just something I need to talk to my therapist about. But if I have 7 tables, which I have, and I have to add 3 more tables, like I'm gonna back up to where I'm touching the wall. I'm at the wall. Like I don't know if this is coming across on the screen, but we're talking 11th and 12th grade bodies in here. Like that ain't gonna cut it. This is gonna be tight as it is to have 2 kids sitting at this table, 2 kids sitting over here, like facing away from each other, and then they back up and they bump butts, right? Like, and all of these, I didn't even think about this. All of these sides are gonna be back to the front where I'm like teaching. I hate it, back to the drawing board. Okay, remember when I said at the beginning that I didn't wanna do the long tables because I didn't like them? Forget about that. Because I think I like them again. Yeah, so what I have done, and I'm putting this here because I have a demo set up, you see. What I've got is 3 long tables. This is 3, my God, I can't count. This is 3 of the tables. I will have 2 larger tables to go along with this one that's in the middle, and then on the other side I have mirroring 3 of these tables that I have here. So what I think I can do is make this work because I'll show you what this creates for usable space around the classroom, and like I tried a few different iterations and this is the one that feels the biggest. But like we've got, for demonstration purposes, some different chairs. You know how kids sit. They sit like, if they're needing to sit here to be able to write, like they're gonna sit here to be able to not write while I'm asking them to write things. You know what I'm saying? So like this is a child, this is a child, this blanket is a child, and this kid actually pushed in their chair because they're attentive. And I as the oh, and this is the kid that won't stay in their own seat and has grabbed one of these to come and sit here to talk to this kid. So as the teacher, I can say, please go back to your seat. Thank you so much. This is mine. And like I can surf my way through. I think this is going to work. And I can make the I can do table decorations that are really cute this way because they won't fall on the ground the way that they would if they were just individual tables. It's the little things that matter. Alrighty, I think I have landed upon it. I have realized that I am short chairs, and then we remembered that that's because I used alternative seating, which I have moved to another part of campus for my theater classes. I think this is going to work nicely, and then if I do need kids to be able to work in small groups, I'm gonna show you my fix for that now. Moving up to the front, you can see, so there's my teacher desk area. If you missed that video, I had to lift everything up because of carpet cleaning, but it'll go back down on the, I promise, it looks really good. Look at that video. This will be gone, so that's a nice space to be able to be teaching in. The table up here will end about here, and while this looks like a lot of open space, it has a purpose. As we come over here to the reading corner, yes, which I've been working on and I'm excited to finish up soon. I have a nice little coffee table that I had when I had the armchairs down in the front. Oh, sorry, that got a little crazy with the camera. When I had the armchairs down in the front, I had this coffee table like directly in front of the middle. And students could sit around it, they sat at the armchairs, etc. I like it over here to the side because my co-teacher and or I can pull kiddos over if we need to have a little quick check-in, sit down, do some quick instruction. She and I have no problem getting down on the ground. She's gonna kill me when she sees this, but I promise she has no problem with it. Or there's this area, like this has become a new usable space. Do we need to pull over maybe a couple of these guys, what are those called? Stools, and create a little space over here? Yeah, maybe they can use like the countertop or something like that. So I like that this has created walkways around the edges of the classroom. It has also created an open space by the door because there are a few things that bother me more than the door being blocked for various reasons. And it just makes a nice, easy to look at, easy to navigate space. Yes, I'm very happy with this. I had made an attempt to go and get the 2 missing tables that are over here. It's not gonna happen today. We're gonna have ghost tables for now. The other side of campus where the tables are coming from cannot be accessed, and there are computers that need to be removed from that room by district personnel. They can't get to the computers. The computers cannot be removed. I therefore cannot take the tables just yet, but that's okay. We're okay with ghost tables for now. I think my next steps are putting together student annotation kits to live on the tables. Just like quick access sorts of things, looking at a little bit more decor, finishing up like this wall, which is really just so beautiful. We've got a bunch of pages that have been watercolored that I'm gonna be working on, and then I think that little corner up there is my next project y'all are gonna be seeing. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you some ideas. It's definitely not something that I just haphazardly throw tables into a room. This is probably the thing that takes the most time and planning because this is the experience of a student for most of the time that they're in my classroom, right? So like I need to do my due diligence in order to make sure that this works as well as it can. And if by, you know, November it's not working, then I'll change it and try something new. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the little bell so you get alerts because I'm doing the rest of this series over the next few weeks. You can see the rest of the classroom coming together. Make sure you see the rest of this classroom setup series if you missed the other ones. I will have them linked, and I will see you next time.